I don't know if you noticed, but Friday. We made it to Friday. We have a lot of things. We actually have 4 stories today talking about, what are we talking about? 2035, Tesla, SpaceX, Federal Reserve, all in one show. All in one show.
Man, I'm just mad at California for messing up our song. They were like, in the year 2035.
Yeah. Well, California's
it's all good. We'll get there.
They tend. I won't say my next comment. I was just gonna say something about California and changing things.
Yeah. That
okay. So look, we have a lot of things going on, but we want to really lean in and feature something we haven't talked about yet. Yes, it does have to do with ASOTUCon, but it has much broader implications than just ASOTUCon. At our welcome reception Sunday night, September 11th, we decided we were going to do something really special for veterans. And we wanted to find somebody to support that would tie in with our automotive passions, tie in with our support of our veterans. And so we we didn't find it. One of our ASOTU community just randomly reached out right when we were thinking, who are we going to feature for our charity? And we've got a dealer-founded charity called Light Up to Live. The Reed family out of Texas founded this group. We have a link on the website. We're going to get a quick link for you, but if you go to asotucon.com and just hit the menu button in the upper right-hand corner, you can see some more information. There's a great video on there, and we're going to be supporting them. What do they do? Therapeutic lights.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And
therapeutic
service
lights.
Dogs for veterans. So both. Yep.
I mean,
it's a great, like, the fact that it's owned by a dealer, it's for veterans, it's September 11th, and they're serving serving in unique ways that they told us they're the only veteran-based organization that takes care of veterans with therapeutic light. So really cool organization, and excited they're going to be coming. The person that introduced them will be coming and sharing a little word about what they do. So definitely check it out. You can check it on the website. It's in the menu or in the nav bar, and you can check it out there. You can go ahead and give if you'd like to. We're trying to.
You could be the first ones to give, right? Because we just made it live.
Like, we're ambitious. We set ourselves a goal of $150,000 to give to these people, and they're like, skirt. And we were like, no, you don't understand. These are auto dealers. So don't let us down, auto fam.
Think this community can show up. The thing I like about this charity specifically is that you can wrap your head around what they're doing in micro increments. It's not a big initiative. It's like, actually, each light costs like what, $1,200?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a therapeutic light that the veteran can use. It helps with stress, anxiety, physical ailments. And a service dog, I can't remember, it was like $35,000 or something like that to train a dog.
35, something like that.
And so, like, I love the fact that, like, you can kind of contextualize your give, right? Hey, look, I can provide 2 or 3 lights. I can provide a service dog. And so check it out. We're going to talk about it more. We're going to feature them on the show, on the podcast. We got a couple more episodes of Auto Collabs coming at you today. Today, we're featuring Jeff Ravilla, one of the most interesting men in the automotive business. Don't miss that one. And also our friend Steven Apicella, who is also one of the most sincere people I've ever met. I can just say that. One of the most sincere people I've ever met, has a great story that I didn't know about, ties in with my reconditioning roots. You got to go check it out. We're live streaming on LinkedIn, or you could just search Auto Collabs on your favorite podcast platform. Let's get into some news. First and foremost, so California, you probably heard about this somewhere. California's new law will limit supply of ICE passenger vehicles, and they will be exclusively EVs by the year 2035. The original regulations were announced in the form of an executive order by Gavin Newsom in 2020, and they met strong opposition from the federal government and car makers. The Trump administration actually sought out to make it illegal for a state to supersede federal regulation standards. They're trying to homogenize the standard across the country. GM jumped in the mix to get their back and resisted as well. But this time around, actually, GM kind of like fell in line and said, you know what, we have a similar vision for an EV future. Very smart play. What else are you going to say?
Just playing their cards as the cards are dealt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, actually, I like this now. Yeah, I think we can do this.
You know what? That one looks good. They're probably going to sell us some cars over there.
Absolutely. The Biden administration actually put a voluntary goal of 50% EV production by The year 2030. So,
There it is. There it is.
50% by 20. So here's how it breaks down in California, though, because I was like, well, what are the steps to get there? Like 2035 is far but close. And so by 2026, which is a lot closer, 35% have to be EVs.
So basically, because new vehicle EV sales in California were 16% last quarter of all sales, we're talking about doubling EV sales in 3 years in California.
I mean, that actually seems, as long as the supply's there, that doesn't seem too crazy. In California. I mean, look, yesterday, it's funny. This pairs up with yesterday's story.
I just still got to ask, Paul. I got to ask those California residents how they feel about increased rolling brownouts for.
Right. You have an EV, but you're going to have to sit in it if you want air conditioning.
Reverse engineer it, plug it into your house, and maybe you can get some AC in your house, right? You'll be good for at least an hour and a half.
35% by 2026, 68% by 2030, and 100% by 2035. And just worth noting, California remains one of the states losing population the fastest. Just a little data point in there. Look, I think in the end, consumers are going to decide if they want an EV or not. Consumers are going to dictate the EV rollout. Not only consumers, right? That's the ultimate. People are going to vote with their wallets, their pocketbooks, where they live, right? But they're also going to be, see how the supply chain can keep up, how just mass adoption in the statewide infrastructure. We talked yesterday, like you can't even drive through West Virginia in an EV and get charged. We actually did a podcast with someone who lives in where was it? Was it Montana, where there's like, I think only a few hundred EVs were sold, and like the kind of cars are clustered around. So we'll see. There are a lot of questions there, but regardless, that's the law in California now. So we'll see how that plays.
I got two comments on this real quick.
Let's do it. See it out. We can do it.
First comment. Consumers drive demand. Let the consumers drive the demand. That's an opinion piece. This is an opinion piece. Okay. So second,
I think most of that story was an opinion piece.
Yeah, without a doubt. Second is if you don't think that manufacturers like GM are going to push their chips in when they can ship inventory en masse to you, then you're very wrong.
Yes.
Because if they can flip from like, nah, we kind of like what Trump is saying about the Fed thing to like, we're all in, put the chips in on California, then you better believe that delivering vehicles is the primary way in which they get paid, and they will see to it that they can do that in volume.
I like that comment. I also like this comment from one of our viewers right now, John Roper. What's up? Consumers gonna consume. That is the dead serious truth right there.
Do what consumers gonna do.
Yes, if you know where that comes from. If you don't know, we actually have a sticker that says "Consumers gonna do what consumers gonna do." So you can go to the website and check that out and get one, or just refer somebody to the email and get one. All right, next story. Fed Chair Jerome Powell is going to deliver a speech at the Federal Reserve's annual Jackson Hole, Wyoming symposium, and is expected to have a stronger tone than he did in June, where he's expected to reiterate the Fed's position to stay very bullish on fighting measures like interest rate hikes. So what I didn't realize about this is that, the last announcement, interest rate hike, the markets actually went up, and people are like, hey, like maybe a little ding dong, the witch is dead, kind of like, are we beating this thing? No, we're not. But what happened, because he was too dovish in his announcement, everyone like kind of read into it and was like, hey, we're doing good. And so the markets went up, and they need to make sure the markets don't do that, because when the markets go up and inflation hasn't stopped, it actually pushes inflation even further, makes it more likely we'd go into recession. So, I mean, this is just a really big like drama game.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
The nuance of is crazy.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I saw gas prices under $3 last week.
I saw that too. $3.99. There's so many factors to that.
No. Under 3 here. Under 3, not under 4. Under 3.
Wait a minute. Is gas that much cheaper? Gas is that much cheaper in Tennessee?
It's anywhere between $2.89 and $3.19. So this is a reality, I'm just like,
I got excited at $3.99.
Balancing these news stories. I'm just balancing it out, everybody. It's going to be all right.
I'm just upset that I was like, I thought $3.99 was awesome. $2.99 is awesome.
There you go. Here's the thing. Just going into this weekend and thinking about the way consumers perceive the market and perceive buying is you're going to be looking at consumers, especially on a Saturday, that have read the news, heard the news, watched on social media, maybe even seen the speech from Powell today. So it's going to influence buying decisions, influence buying behavior, and the way that they approach the market. So just be aware of that in conversations with your team and in conversations with customers as you come in contact with them this weekend.
Speaking of the markets,
stop. Segue
time for the cheap
Tesla
price. Of
$300
$300 per share, you can now get in to the Tesla game. They announced a stock split. They finalized. They didn't announce it. They finalized a 3-for-1 stock split yesterday, meaning the valuation of the company has not gone down, but they made it more accessible for more investors to get in at that lower price and made access to gain for those current investors a lot more quick. As Tesla shares go up again, and their shares just have that more value over time. So, hey, look, they did a 5-for-1 stock split in 2020. Now 2022, 3-for-1 stock split. I would say that when it gets low, and this is not investment advice, but when it gets low, it always goes high. Hey, and look, it is.
Well, it has historically.
I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and just like he leans in. I had coffee with a gentleman that used to work for Ford, and he leans in and goes, Kyle, the glooming the reality here is that Tesla still is worth more than the next 3 automakers combined. So, whoa.
So
that's all I got to say.
Hey, if you don't understand how stock splits work, just basically imagine you had like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? You have one sandwich and then you just cut it into 3s. You have the same amount of sandwich. You just have it in 3 shares, and now you can sell one and someone else can buy 1/3 of a share. So that's how stock splits work. If you didn't know, Tesla initially entered the market at $17 a share in 2020, has gone through several splits at one point, even after they split, they did a 5-for-1, that 5-for-1 split. Shares went up over $1,000, which kind of contributes to Tesla's, $1 trillion market cap. And, it's auto news. It's out there. So we thought we'd talk about it. But speaking of Tesla.
Stop. Segue.
Time.
This definitely isn't a Tesla show.
Speaking of being out there, it's like a double segue.
Segue.
Time.
We've never had a double segue.
We did a double segue, y'all.
Double Friday. SpaceX and T-Mobile are partnering to provide satellite-based cell phone coverage to remote areas. This was announced by Elon Musk and T-Mobile CEO Mike Sievert. In a press release, the new plan would provide, and quote, near complete coverage in most places in the U.S., even most of the remote locations previously unreachable by traditional cell signals. And then Musk tweeted that this will eliminate dead zones worldwide. It's going to start as a text-only service that operates when T-Mobile switches to their new mid-band frequency. They're going to give basically SpaceX a slice of that band. Here's the crazy part. No new devices.
Wow.
I'm like, how they pulling that off? Yeah, I remember
wild.
what a sat phone used to look like.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen the movies, right? Like, I got to call them in on the sat phone. And here's from an auto standpoint, this is a big deal. I think Tesla vehicles will be able to connect to it as well.
Naturally.
So talk about interconnectivity and what is going to happen there. This is, I think, a little precursor of what we're looking at, talking about connecting cars, getting all that beautiful, juicy data out of there so that we can send them hamburger ads when they're driving by a McDonald's. Let's talk about what this is really about, right?
That's really what it's about. Add dollars, because hey, look, we already it was like Google, Facebook, MySpace, Uber, cars. Done.
Yeah. Cars. Just thinking about it, like the route you take to work, things like paying insurance per mile, like all these things that are going to come along with the commoditization or commercialization of your mileage. And I think it's going to be pretty. Imagine that? Like, where are we going to eat? Your car's like, all of a sudden,
order.
The local restaurant's going to be like $5 off.
The screen's going to pop out of the middle, go over to the passenger seat, sit there. It's going to have the menu.
Order.
Order, go through the drive lane.
I totally want to order food. Well, not while you're driving. We're not advocating.
Not while you're driving, in the passenger seat. Again, not driving advice.
So today we've let you know several times this is an opinion piece, not driving advice, not investing advice. We're not sure why you even watch the show anymore. Hopefully, if anything else, we got you ready to go attack the day, serve the auto industry, serve some consumers, and realize we're just getting started. The best days of the industry are ahead of us.